Mix is almost a VCT character. I'm gonna start my intro talking loud because that's what YouTubers do to keep your attention. That's what I'm gonna do for the first 1 or 2 minutes now. We're gonna go through this checklist, through this tier list, and we're gonna rank on every single map that I've played with Mix, and also a couple of these things. Now, why should you listen to me? Why should we listen to this random guy on YouTube called Happy? Very good question. We're gonna answer it right now. To prove my credibility, here you can see me reaching and playing in Immortal a million times, especially with Teo. Why Teo? Teo is one of the worst characters in Valorant. Nobody picks him, nobody wins with him. What the hell is happening, Happy? Well, that's because I'm doing a guide for every single character in my courses, link down in the description, and especially for new characters and characters that people don't really talk about and play with. As you can see, I'm spending 100 hours on every single character, so I really can understand how the character works, and that's how we do it with Teo. But today, we're gonna talk about Mix. As you can see, the courses are already there, and I'm gonna talk about, is he actually good? Should you main him? And is he all of these? Like, is he fun? Is he got a skill cap? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so hopefully I've proved to you that I'm worth listening to your time. Now I'm gonna stop talking loud, and we're gonna go into a little bit more of a chill mode, a little bit of a honey, where's my super suit mode. Let's begin. Aggro. Is Mix an aggro character? You might be like, no, he's a healer. A healer is never aggro. What are you talking about? He's a do. Mix on the one way is actually pretty aggro. The only reason being is because of his ability, which is right there, which we're gonna rank as well. I'm sorry for screaming it. I'm sorry for forgetting all of his abilities. His ability actually kind of makes it so that you run faster, you shoot faster, and like you can actually get into some fights. Plus, after dropping the smokes, you don't really do any initiative work like a Skydog, so you're not stationary and you can help your team when executing the sites. However, on the other side, you do have to stay like a little bit more passive in case your team needs a heal. Plus, he's more of a defensive character with his stun. So for aggro, I would put him between C and B. I'm gonna go C, like definitely not the crazy aggro player, but also not the most passive. Is he versatile? Is he playable on all of the maps? Clove currently is one of the best picks in every single rank, on every single map. In the Radiant, people play Clove. I see Tens playing Clove. I think Mix is a very similar version. The only difference is that he doesn't have ult, which gives him a second life, but he has ult that gives so much area control and stuff like that. So, but other than that, I mean, would you rather have a bubble that your teammates never throw, or would you have a stun that can delay everything, plus a heal that can heal all of your teammates altogether? So I would say he's like an even better thing than Clove, except for Breeze, but we're gonna talk about later. I mean, Breeze, no controller is basically good on Breeze, but on all maps, I would say he's up there. Like, you can literally play him anywhere. All maps work really well, and the best argument for that is that Clove literally works on every single map as well. Next, we have comp free. Should a character play with other specific characters? There are fast compositions and there are slow compositions. Let me give you an example. A fast composition would be Breach, Sky, Raze, and then like an Omen, and then a Yoru, right? That's a fast composition because a lot of movement. The util travels really fast and really quickly from Breach. That's a fast composition. A slow composition would be Sova, Reyna, Phoenix, who don't really travel that fast. It's a pretty slow, right? The drone goes kind of slow. That's a slow composition. I think Mix literally fits into both of them, especially because he's a controller player, and controller players don't really have to do anything crazy. Definitely a comp free, somewhere like S tier, A tier. Pretty good character. His heal works everywhere. His stun can coordinate with so many actually util. I'll give you an example. One of the best examples on why he is actually so synergized with other characters is, imagine this. You're retaking Breeze. I'm a coach, so I have to like mention this. You're chilling in yellow, right? You pop your stun on default. It's very easy to pop the stun. You just bounce it off this wall. this thing doesn't exist, you just bounce it off this wall. And then a breach goes for an aftershock right here, or a KO goes for the molly if you want to be more breeze dependent. Literally, it's so hard to break the stun, especially in chaos mode, and chaos mode is meaning that like a lot of util goes crazy, and this most of the times gives you a kill. So he works with most compositions, and definitely pretty cool character. Easy to use. This is a unique one for Mix, because on paper all of his abilities, like all controller players, they kind of like, they all play similarly. The problem is people don't know how to play controllers in general, which makes it a little bit harder to use. Plus he has a dual-sided ability, which he has the stun, which can turn into a heal. So you're like, do I heal, do I stun? That gives a little bit more complex. His boost ability, very simple. His ultimate ability, people don't really know how to play it. They don't know what does it do, and it's not used as effectively. So easy to use. Actually, he's not that simple. On paper, his abilities are very simple. In reality, you kind of have to know what you do. Quick plug, if you do want to get serious with Mix though, there's like 20-minute long videos, and then every single map that Mix has been out with, I talk about how to play in them correctly. Like, there are things that you would never expect from a controller, and one of those examples is that Mix can hold down C-Long with one stun for, I don't know, 5 seconds. This is better than a Sentinel. So that's why you should be playing somewhere close to C, especially on solo queue with Mix. Like, things you would never realize, but they become so successful once you know how to play this character correctly. However, his ultimate, not that hard to use. People don't know when to use it, but it's not hard to use. The smokes are simple, and then the stun heal, also a little bit more complex than you would realize. The stuns don't necessarily go where you would think most of the times. You also have to learn how to play it. So I'm gonna go for easy to use on actually like a B or a C. Like he's definitely like in the middle. Fun. This is a good one. This is a good one. If you're a controller player, I think he is like probably the most fun controller player there is. Like, I'm personally a duelist enjoyer, okay? I know there are people who are Sentinel enjoyers. I know there are people who are controller enjoyers. If you're a controller player specifically, he's one of the, I think he's the most fun character, apart from, I don't know, like what? Like maybe Omen for me is like, because of, you have this TP and the flash is simply simple. I don't know, but I think I would play Mix every single time if I had a choice to be a controller. Like, once again, you have to learn how to play him. If you know how to play him correctly, then you get all the kills and you're like, the enemies can't do anything. If you don't know what to do, then you're gonna throw a stun in the air and you're like, why? I could have used that for a heal. If you don't know how to play with your ult correctly, you might be a little bit disappointed by the thing. But I think he's definitely one of the fun, like, definitely S tier if we're playing role dependent. If we're not playing role dependent, to be objective, you have to compare it to his own role. So I think we have to compare him to his specific role, and that would be controllers. So definitely S tier. Multi-roles. Oh, very good one actually. This is a good one. Multi-roles means, can he smoke, can he initiate, can he be a sentinel, or can he be a duelist? I think he fits into two main roles. One is the controller because of the smokes, and two is the sentinel because of his stun. His stun is super powerful on stalling pushes. Like, now I play against Mix. I used to think it's in the smoke. The stun is somewhere in the smoke. Like, just know where the middle is of the stun, just calculate where and shoot it. It never works. You cannot counter Mix's stun inside the smoke. It's the most broken shit. I don't know what the hell is going on. From his initiative, he has this little boost that he can boost his teammates, but that doesn't really help. And then the ult, you could say that it is a very good initiative ability, but it's an ult. We cannot really count that. So he fits two roles, controller, sentinel. Beautiful. Where the hell does that put him? I mean, above average, because that's more than one role. So somewhere like a B. Then we have punish. How good is he at punishing? Punishing means how good is he at punishing terrible plays from enemies? I think his stun is definitely the key role here. Very similarly how I talked about how he can just lock down C. This is one of the most best things that he can do by punishing the enemies because they don't know how to deal with his stun. The same thing happens on bind. He drops his smoke, B main, drops his stun. Somewhere under, maybe on top of the box. Enemies don't know where it is. A random shot or a random array dashes onto the site, hoping that hot teammates are coming together. We're talking high-level players here. But they can't. They are simply unable to pass through the wall that Mix has created on A main. What's the problem? If you're a lower ranked player, I think Mix is especially strong on punishing the enemies because simply they like to rush down 5 down 1 lane. And when you have Mix, he can stop that, which is beautiful. On attackers, if we look at attackers, what can Mix do on attackers? Pop some one-ways on the spike. He can pop some weird smokes that he can take advantage of. He can throw stunts inside the smoke and then clear them. He can... That's pretty much it though. As you can see, not the worst, not the best. Like he cannot just go crazy every single round. He has to read the enemy still. But for punishing, it's like a C or like a low B. Like a low B or a high C, whichever you want, whichever you guys want. I think I'm gonna go high C for punishing. On defense, it goes crazy. Like on defense, it's A. On attackers, I just have to put it somewhere. I'm gonna put it D. This is the same thing. Why did I not delete it? I think I've been doing this mistake for like 3 videos. I did the same mistake. Look, there's multi-roles and there's roles. And then I'm sitting like, what am I doing? What's the difference? I put in 2 of the same and I still didn't delete it for some reason. Yeah, go check out this video. I think my truly the best video is I played Waylay for 100 hours straight. Is she any good? This is a movie type shit. Like I spent 2 months, like I spent a month editing this shit. It was big storytelling and stuff. You should check it out. Anyways, skill cap. Skill cap. I think controller players are not hard to master not hard to learn in general. They're hard to master, not hard to learn. So skill cap immediately for controllers like drops down. I say this because it seems so easy for me, but then I go into ranked modes and you haven't seen the video yet. I say that controller players are easy to use. Maybe I'm fucking stupid. For Mix, the skill cap, I don't think it's super high. His ult has 1 button, his boost has 1 button. Smokes, you can't get creative. You need information, but not precision. If you know what I mean. You have to know where to drop the smokes, but you don't have to like immediately drop perfectly. It's not like a neon stun lineup or that you can throw in immediately in the air. It's not a perfectly timed flash from a breach. No, his kit is pretty simple. His skill cap is definitely not that high, I'm not gonna lie, but the information, you need information to use his kit correctly. But the skill cap is not high, I would say B, maybe low B, maybe even C, but this is proportionally compared. Like for you guys, definitely B. For you guys, I mean fucking silvers. I don't know what guys are like. Solo queue. Oh, I love this solo queue. So this character actually depends largely on his comp. I'm not even gonna lie. I'll give you one of the best examples ever, and I actually would say Mix is almost a VCT character. I'll give you an example of why Mix is such a strong character if you have a team that doesn't kill themselves immediately. Take Fracture, right? Whenever you retake A, the most powerful thing to do when retaking, especially on solo queue, on like Radiance and VCT type shit, they gain main control, they squish, they like to doing a lot of squishing. But on solo queue, like your shit completely changes. If you can smoke off here and here, and then retake as normal people from here against enemies who are stuck here, and then you're smoking off too. This is a dream, right? This is a dream which controller player creates. And now why Mix? Why Mix? Why can Omen do that? Why cannot like freaking Brimstone do that? Because Mix has insane stun potential. His one stun not only covers the top of the site, but also the bottom of the site. And if you throw it on the bottom, the guys who are standing on top are getting stunned. Another reason is that once Mix throws both of his stuns, he can drop another stun inside the smoke, and it's like so hard for these guys to break it because it might land randomly or behind a wall, and then they're like stuck, and you take all of the space. Now, you might be like, well, I can do that alone. No, you can't, because in your ranks, and in my ranks as well, I'm not gonna lie, in my ranks as well, Immortal, your enemies will die. I have no idea where they will. They will just, one dude will just double satchel onto site before any of this util goes down. He gets cocked. Jet dies. Basically everyone's gonna die. And even though you took control of Dish and now all you have to do is drop one smoke and you can retake, it doesn't matter. Now what? Right? Now what? By the time you drop a smoke or you peek out to drop your stun, you can also drop a one-way by the way. It's super strong. It's super strong. If you have a choice between dropping a one-way here and a one-way here, I covered this in my mixed fracture courses. Go check it out. But the better smoke is to drop it here. Sorry that I'm getting in a little bit deep into this weird-ass mixed strategy controller. It creates you this weird, like, pathway where enemies cannot really peek you because of this one way, and then they only have one place to peek you from, and that place is just not good because there's so many angles that they can get peeked from. But if an enemy's stuck here, now he's one way, then you can just walk up and kill him, and yeah, on top of that you drop a stun right here and now they're cooked. So the problem with all of this on solo queue is your team will die and you will not have like a raise nade or a breach aftershock, maybe a breach ult, a breach flash, a breach stun on site. And all of this thing, all of these enemies that you've isolated, all of these one ways that you dropped become irrelevant because who's gonna use it? Teo? Like they can just fight now. You know what I mean? They can just fight now because there's no util from your team, or at least a person energy, potential energy that you could have with 5 people who could hold down these enemies who will desperately try to peek into you. This happens basically on every single map. Even on Haven, I have lineups for mix from here to the default planting position. And by the time the lineup drops, you can go for a smoke here, you can go for a one-way here. And once you have this setup, after spamming this box, like all they can hide in is... I don't even know where they can hide. They literally can't hide anywhere. Like either logs here. If they're here, they're already peeking into 5 of your teammates, right? You don't want to peek into 5 teammates. You don't want to stand on logs because one Phoenix flash and this glove is dead. If they're playing on default, they're about to get squished really hard because of your stun. The problem in solo queue, or if you're not talking to your team convincingly to the point where let's play retake, don't die, and all of that stuff, your smokes and stuns will not matter. Because let's say it's a, I don't know, 2v2. Say it's a 2v2. One guy's maybe smoked off. I don't know. Like, you see how, like, it doesn't matter anymore because this is just a simple 1v1. You cannot punish the enemies. You don't have a flash. Jet doesn't have a flash. Brother can just stay here. He can just break the stun. There's no rush for him to do. Like, just enemies' job is to punish. Your teammates' job is to punish enemies who are stuck in these places, which you can, like a stepsister, which you can throw your stuns, and like the whole site is taken care of. Just take the advantage. But because you don't have the man advantage, or at least equal numbers, your util count becomes useless. I super apologize for yapping this long for solo queue, but like you can lock down sites and it's like the same as a clove. I'm just talking about in general with all characters. So solo queue, not that high of a He has so much potential. He's not bad, but he has so much potential if your team plays together with Mix. So for solo queue, it's like a C. Like he's not bad, but he absolutely S tier character if your team coordinates with Mix. Even on Breeze, look, I'm sorry for talking. I just want you to understand how strong Mix is if you have the team coordination. Mix can drop one way. Okay, wait. Oh shit, this is weird. Well, goddamn, I pressed something now. Retakes on A on Breeze would be the most easiest thing ever. You can play 5B, right? All it takes is one smoke here to smoke off these guys, one way here, so this guy cannot. He's out of the fight simply. And now all you do, Mix can continue dropping his util, which is a stun here and potentially a stun here. Now all you need is for your team to push in. All you need is for your team to push in together with Mix's stun. And hopefully you have some type of an initiator ability, and it can literally be anything. It can be KO Molly. It can be, I don't know, a Fade C is not that effective because it doesn't do as much damage, but a Teo Bombs, it can be Sova Shock Darts. You clear out the default, you flush out the enemies who are stuck on the default into your teammates. Everyone who's on default dies, you push together, and now you have Spike. And look at this, but let's say two of you die. Let's say two of you die, but now all of these guys who are going to be stuck here, they're at a massive disadvantage because you have the Spike and you have position. Also, you don't even need to do all of this. All you have to do is drop a smoke, and then you have one of your initiator playing here. You go for the stun, Teo goes for the guided salvo. And then you just walk, because this smoke actually covers all three positions. Bro, I'm giving a whole ass lesson on how to play Breeze. I mean, I'm so sorry. I'm a coach. That's what I have to do. This guy is isolated because he cannot see. All of the main guys cannot see. This person kind of irrelevant. You just flush out the default guys, right? You need one person. If you can coordinate with one initiator, you clear out all of this, and now you don't need to fight off an enemy Neon who's playing here, or like all of these people, because all it takes for you is one smoke. One smoke, you smoke on the Spike, and now your team, who were doing nothing, I'm not gonna say the word, they were doing nothing, now they all of a sudden become kind of useful, because any fight is good. Any fight is good. Like if you can take out some of these guys, like this guy's gonna spam the smoke, you just win. And now the biggest problem is Mix cannot do all of that alone. I've tried, trust me, I've tried. I went for the smoke here. I went for the stun here. They're stunned. I'm running up. I'm about to get my kill. By the time I pass through, I don't know, this here, like if there's an enemy here, I'm already screwed, because by the time I throw two stuns, one of them already gets broken. And I'm either dead here, or I drop a stun and they just peek into me. They just simply peek into me and they shoot me. And guess what? My team is chilling. My team is chilling. So if you have at least one teammate you can coordinate with, Mix is a perfect character at VCT level. However, solo queue is going to be staying C. Okay, that was a big ass yap. Skip it. You already watched it, bro. I should have warned you to skip it. So passionate, so passionate. I'm gonna try to speed things up a little bit because it's been 35 minutes and we still have half of the shit to go through. Fracture, I think it's up there. It's super up there because of the stun that I just showed you, because of his retake potential. Super strong. His one stun can stop the whole push. I've seen it happen in Radiant. Probably S tier map. I don't know any better alternatives, like S tier. Then you have Pearl. Still one of the best maps, like both choke points, only like you have to realize. So if you're playing defensively, you have a lot of options. You can either lock down a site, which with Mix it's so not hard because you smoke and you stun. This is the same thing. You smoke and you stun, and like you can hold the site alone. The problem is whenever it's not your site, that's why you have to play in the middle. And when you play in the middle, So you could smoke both sides, you know what I mean? Because you're a controller. You're not Astra, who has global utility. The problem with playing mid is your teammates don't know how to hold sites alone. So once again, if you have a teammate who knows how to hold a site, play with him, you will win every single defense round. On attackers, like, he's basically good on every single map, so I don't really have to talk about it too much. His stuns are extremely valuable. You drop it as you're pushing out. I don't know why I'm telling you all of this. I'm supposed to just rate the maps. Basically, if you stun like here and here, you take the site immediately. On B, you can also drop weird stuns here, sometimes even in tower. And a good map. It's S, but it's a little bit more dependent on your team, on how they're gonna like play. As I said, like if all 5 of your teammates are alive still, Mix is perfect character in the game. I'm gonna give it an A though, because I remember struggling with it because my teammates couldn't. It's not my fault, but just take accountability, happy. Then we have Lotus. Also, really not a bad map. Only 1 choke point on C, only 1 choke point on B. Smokes do good, stun do good. Heal is super important, especially on A side. We'll put him A tier. Then we have Split. As soon as I figured out the perfect position to play with Mix and the perfect retakes, which I cover in my courses, he became a really good character to the point where even though the challenge is over, I played Mix again just to try it out, and it was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. A very good actually agent. Probably S tier. Like the smokes are good, the stuns work basically in so many plays. Yeah, that's S tier for sure. Then I played it on Bind, which is not out right now. It actually cycled back. Like I'm out here yapping, I could demonstrate all of this. If you're defending on B with Mix, I would say attackers with Mix is almost simple, but it's not. But on Bind it's good. Look. On defense, Mix is perfect on A because you have the stun, they cannot go out. If they try to split, they never split. That's the thing, they never split sides, they all go. Even though they split, they still go for the smokes here and here. And it just requires skill and coordination to actually split, plus the smokes cannot cover heaven, so when you're splitting, there's these off angles. So that's why people don't split. And Mix is perfect at holding A. Mix has a weird play, which look, there's so much more stuff that I cover in my courses, but you can go for a TP. You boost yourself up, you drop a stun, you walk in, all of these guys are cooked. You can do this solo. It doesn't require another teammate to TP. You can do all of this solo. It works. On B, defending is a little bit shittier, but because you have this quick TP play, it makes it viable. On attackers, Mix is not bad. Why am I saying all of this? So much. You can throw your stun basically everywhere and it's gonna be good if you're going Bind on B. On A, I would, still valid, not as valid as by going B. So I think a very, very strong character. His ult covers basically everything, by the way, as well. I can demonstrate it to you. Massive ult. If you are gonna ult, it's actually better to ult from the right side because then the enemies cannot just bounce off. As you can see, if the ult goes like this, an enemy who's standing in this position can just bounce off right after your ult, and your ult does give you sight, but it could give you a kill pad with your stun and perhaps a raise nade. Imagine a raise nade dropping down on B side, back side, plus compare with your stun, with your ultimate, and do this a dead man, as they call it. How many of you guys are still watching? 10? It's a Bind. Beautiful map. It's a beautiful map. One of the best maps for him as well. Like, he works everything theoretically everywhere. I'm gonna go A because it doesn't work everything on both sides. It works like half perfectly on both, but really good map. Breeze. I would say Breeze is his worst map. Just gonna jump right into it. I think Breeze is his worst map. Not because Mix is bad on the map specifically. He's not terrible. It's because of the map itself. It is set up in a way where Astra is just a better, I think, pick for especially high ranked players, because Astra can cover both sites. She has like 5 stars, which she can use for smoking, so she can go for retakes as well. Like, Astra is big. Also, we have Viper. Usually there's 2 controllers. I believe it's Astra and Viper, because if Viper commits wall to one of the sites, then the enemies and Viper is the only controller. By the way, if anyone's playing Viper, always leave this gap on attackers so that you can go around and clear out this enemy. So many people don't do it. Viper mains, group up and listen up. If Viper is alone, the only smoker on your team, and he commits wall on A, now enemies know that it's A, because if they try to fake A and they go B, they don't have smokes. That's why usually you play either 2 controllers or you play someone like Astra. A lot of people still get away with Clove, but Clove, I generally don't think that she is as good. And the reason why these type of controller players don't work, even Omen, I think, because of his range, the reason why they don't work on Breeze, Mix included. Is there anyone else? Is there more controllers? I think also Harbor. Yeah, Harbor also fits in this category. The reason they don't work, because on defense, they cannot smoke both sides. If they want to smoke both sides, they have to play like in this position. At least Mix. I know that for Mix, for him to be able to smoke B, he has to stay somewhere here. For him to smoke A, he has like... This is... And you see the problem with staying here? If enemies decide to go mid, like, he's just dead. So basically, it's weird. It's anticlimactic. But the best play for these players is to go mid, and they have to risk so much. They have to risk dying just so they could smoke both sides. If you have 2 controllers, thank goodness. If you're a solo controller like this, you're kind of cooked on Breeze. So Breeze is not necessarily bad for Mix, it's bad for all characters, but I still found the best way to play him. Once again, courses, so many plugins, whatever. But on the other hand, if you have double controller, I don't know why it's randomly on A. If you have double controller on Breeze, it's definitely not a bad character, but it's also not the best. I'm gonna put it like C or B, because it took some time to realize how to play him correctly. Like a low B or a high C. Took some time to really learn him, and if, yeah, there just can be problems that you can avoid if you're playing double controllers. Okay, Haven. I really liked Haven. I really did like Haven. His stuns are like perfect. His ult really good. Works everywhere. I'm gonna go A. A tier. Very fine map. A really fine map. Above Lotus, I would say. Then we have his ability, so I'm gonna save ult for last because it's an ult, right? It's a different category. An ult is a different cat. So let's begin with the simplest ability, which is to boost up your teammate. There are still tips that I mentioned in my courses on how to use, like how to decide when and how and who to use this boost, but it's one of the most simplest abilities. It doesn't cost that much, I think 200, and it's a decent ability. It's very simple. Basically, you get value every time. I'm gonna go like A tier. It's not the strongest, but it's always a positive thing to your team. I'm gonna A tier. Really good. Then we have roles. No. My brain's fucked. My brain's fucked. We have smokes. Smokes are like just like standard Clove, Omen, Brimstone smokes. Super standard. I mean, as mid as it gets, like average. I mean, Omen smokes. I don't think they last as long as Brim smokes, but it's like just like an Omen smoke, just like a Clove smoke. Average. Then you have stun heal. I think this is the ability that you're gonna have to master the most, because it is like 250 and you can have 2 of them, and money gets tight when you start wasting this ability. So I do also talk about how to not waste this. I talk about everything, bro. I spent hours, so many hours, making sure that everything is perfect. But yeah, you have a stun and you have a heal. Obviously, that's double the value. If you can, with one heal, you can heal all 5 of your teammates together to 100 HP. The only character that can do that is Sky, but Sky can only do it once. And Sky has to be next to you, like in range. Mix can just throw it out. The stun, one of the best things ever. Lockdowns, I think this is like super hard. The only reason why this ability isn't like extra crazy, like the best thing ever, is because of the, I guess, the pullout time, and that it's, yeah, but it's really up there. Oh, because of the breeze, maybe all maps should go lower. Maybe even to A tier, because you cannot play on, I mean you can, but put it A tier, I guess, high A tier, because of the fucking breeze. Fucking breeze, man. Then you have ultimate. People are underestimating his ultimate. They don't understand the point, the purpose. I'll give you one quick like way of playing it. There are like 3 or 4 main ways of playing it. I'm gonna give you one. On Lotus, let's say, you just want to play a retake, and once you go for this ult, and you go for the smoke, and you go for the stun, so that these guys who are not ulted cannot walk onto your site, all it takes is 1 splash damage util, like an Aftershock, or a KO, or a Raise Nade, which is super popular on Lotus, and this one utility can get you 3 kills. Because all the enemies who are going to be ulted, they're going to try to hide in positions that are going to be around this wall. And if you can target your nade in this exact corner, or maybe this corner, it's going to destroy everyone. It's pain. It is pain. Enemies cannot move. That's one way of using his ult. The way people like to use his ult is fucking stupid. I'm just gonna say it. Like, a mix might be like, oh, we're pushing a main, I'm gonna ult a main. And believe it or not, it's not even one of the worst plays, now that I think about it. But yeah, they just do it like, they do it so weirdly. They might ult tree on the retakes without knowing any info. Okay, you ult tree. They don't want to push anyway. Tree guys die last always anyway. If you like stun them with your ult on defense, and then we pop a Raise Nade or your own stun, or like even a Phoenix Flash, because believe it or not, your ears process information faster than your eyes, which means that if enemies cannot hear you, they're also not going to be as fast to react. So like 1 flash and they're all cooked, because they don't have the noise of the flash flying out. The noise of the flash actually helps people turn around faster, not the vision. Weird psychology tip right there. So yeah, there are other ways to play with this ult, definitely, and super easy to use as well. Super easy to use. I would say he's like A tier. Like, is it better than his? Obviously it's better in value, but it costs more as well. High A tier if you know how to use it, and if you use it incorrectly, it's gonna go to like sort of C or B. Thing is, you can always get value from it. I'm gonna put it here. So this has been the nothing in D tier. If there was one thing that I would have to put it in D tier, it would probably be solo queue, because you are maybe not necessarily. No. I wouldn't put it in D tier. I'm just a coach, so I wanted all of the plays to be perfect. But then all of my teammates die whenever I tell them not to die, which just drops the solo queue score down. But yeah, these have been the tier lists, as you can see. Abilities are scoring high, maps are scoring high. On the low end we have aggro and solo queue, and then skill cap punish, easy to use, multi-roles. It's a pretty good character, as you can see, very strong. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed smash a like and comment down below what you agree, what you don't agree, what are your experiences with mix. I'm gonna look into every single comment. And yeah, if you want, you don't necessarily have to pay for this group. There are free like courses on this thing as well, which is this one and this one. All of these are paid, but this is if you're a serious player, if you like really want to learn specifically these characters. And of course there's maps. This is one of the best module ever. If you watch this, you're gonna like, I love this one the most. So yeah, you can also join it for free to get a couple of shits for free. You can also go and submit VODs. There are not enough people in the VOD submission. You basically pop here, you create a VOD, and I'm gonna review your VOD at some point. Like, of course, the priority goes to the paid members, but if you're a free member, go join it. I reply to everything else, and thank you for watching. I hope you become the best mix player there is on the planet right now. Stay happy.